we are back in the car, another day. We have just a short little drive from Ouarzazate.
A jaunt, if you will.
To a place called Ait Benhaddou. So I did learn, anytime you see the 8 in Morocco on a city name, it's because it was a Berber settlement. So that like acknowledges that
Is it
was
pronounced
a
8 or
tribe.
at? I thought it was pronounced at.
It depends on if you ask someone from north or south at Morocco.
Know what it means?
But it is a specific, it's like a tribal settlement.
We definitely have noticed huge cultural and linguistic differences as we've traveled through the different regions of Morocco.
Yes.
It's not go to Casablanca, that's Morocco. It's not go to
Marrakesh.
Margoza, it's Morocco. Morocco is very diverse,
Yes.
very varied, which is,
quite enjoyable.
You should expect.
Yeah.
But some countries don't feel near as
Like I felt like in
regionally
Egypt,
separated.
whether we were in Cairo or in Aswan, it had the same vibes the whole way
See,
through.
I thought that Luxor felt way different. than
Luxor, I think,
Cairo,
only
for
did because we were
example.
over by the farmers, and maybe that's the difference.
Maybe.
At any rate, we are headed to Ait Benhaddou. So this is a famous spot in Morocco because it is it's beautiful for one, but
Wait,
also
Mom, you ate
is where,
Benhaddou?
yes, it is where they filmed for Game of Thrones. So if you're familiar with Game of Thrones, you know, like the mud city, this is where it was located.
And Gladiator.
And
Are
yes.
you not entertained?
Gladiator had filming done here. The Mummy had filmed here.
But they also have actual film studios, large film studios,
Yes.
apart from just the on-site filming. I think we might pass them on the way, on the way to
I thought they were
Benhaddou.
back in Ouarzazate.
I don't know. We'll find
So
out. I guess.
Ouarzazate is considered the Hollywood of Morocco.
But I
So
think even clear out to Benhaddou is part of
that would make sense.
Ouarzazate.
So you will see sets here in Benhaddou. They have like museums that have props from the movies. So I bet you that's what those are.
Those definitely look like film studios.
Definitely
yes.
look like film studios. So, in for a fun adventure. We are about 25 kilometers away, and it's beautiful territory here. We have seen like the Berber, you'll see like influences of them all throughout Morocco, but here you get more of like if you know like the little charms on like belly dancer costume stuff, in the Berbers the women wear them on their heads, like they'll have little
Kind of like a gypsy type style.
yeah, a little bit like that, and so it has like little coins dangling in front of their eyes, and the colors of their clothing are quite a bit more vibrant. Yeah, we've had some great chats with
Tell us about the Berber you met, Ren.
the Berber who works at.
He's very nice. He lives up in the Atlas Mountains, and he has sheep, he has donkeys, he has camels, he has baby camels, and he works at our ecological hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are the
He's
studios.
very kind.
As we turn the corner, here's the studio. You can go on a studio tour here if
That'd
you
be
would
kind
like.
of fun, honestly.
We could do that if you guys want to.
Yeah.
See what it costs to do one.
It's kind of fun.
All
Just
the tourist
pops
stands
up
there.
here in the middle of the desert.
A nice big hotel across the street.
Well, you gotta have somewhere for the movie stars to stay if they come.
I thought they get their trailers.
They get their trailer.
Like
No.
us, we stay in our trailer.
In our trailer. I'll be in my trailer.
If you need me, I'll be in my trailer. Well, that's because it's where you live. Shut up.
Still RV.
It would be kind of fun.
CLA Studios.
Well, these tourists.
Should we go see if they need any extras? Made it into town. You have to cross over to the actual like ruins of Ait Benhaddou. There are parking places like mapped out. We'll figure that out. Not exactly sure where to go, so we're just kind of winging it. Not exactly what I pictured on this side of the street, so I'll show it to you just in case you're making strong too. Plenty of places to eat, grab snacks, that stuff too. We did see a sign that said the short 140-meter walk to the Kasbah. We followed the sign there. It seems to be working out. Everybody calls you in. We don't need more things, unfortunately, so I feel bad ignoring. But I think we're going the right way. Oh well. It was a tour group that had been dropped off and was like waiting for their guide. So it's always a pretty good indication we're kind of headed the right way, but who knows.
What are we doing?
into the thick of it. There is a bridge, like a proper bridge. Not sure why it was so hard to find, but we'll walk that way out probably to make it a little easier. Hey guys, let's get out of the way of this truck. We are just crossing the dirt. There's like almost no water here, so no big deal. But there is a little rock bridge, or there's a proper bridge, or you just walk across, at least in this season. Our first views, which are beautiful. We followed a sign that said the Kasbah entrance. It might wind around and lead us up, it might not. But it's really great view if you're not on the main bridge. This is a beautiful little option. Actually just kind of followed a tour group. We just passed them. There's another one ahead of us, so we kind of weave in and out of tour groups to go unnoticed, and it works pretty nicely. We're entering to an area that it says you're not allowed to take pictures. It looks like an active set, like they may even be filming right now. It looks like the stadium maybe from Gladiator being reused. We've heard that they are filming a Gladiator 2 like TV show, so maybe that's why. But the view going forward, beautiful. So
The paper though.
this is, come out of the way, this is the coolest art we've seen in all of Morocco, I think. So he's painting with sugar, and the sugar burns. So the yellow on there is saffron, and then he paints over it.
And that's how it's finished. That is.
Oh, it smells like sugar. This is so cool.
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee art.
Creme brulee. That is very cool.
This would be an amazing thing to
I know
get.
you want one.
We should get one like that.
By now I'm a charge.
Look.
And this technique only here is special technique from this village.
Yeah?
That's so cool.
Wow.
In his
It
farm,
comes alive.
It used to be colorless.
forever fixed.
So he's painting here with indigo and sugar and saffron, and then burning it all.
Lance.
And he's writing our name in Berber on it, which is cool. We had no problem getting in. Yeah, there was a tour, like the wood stadium from Gladiator we saw here. So it's cool after seeing the Coliseum and the one that's used in the earlier parts of the movie. And we got that cool art.
So, do you know have you guys ever watched those movies where they're like gonna battle these things and they don't know what it is? So they're banging all these doors. And then they come out and it's like a spiky door. Yeah, they had one of those at ET.
Clearly they haven't seen the movie, but if you haven't, now he's described it for you. So now that we're up above, you can see the work going on, the trailers in the distance. It's pretty cool. So here's the little bridge. We crossed down this way and go that way. There's other movies being filmed here, like looks like a local set. There's the big sets. This is really cool.
Leave it like that,
Lots of rock cairns here. We're enjoying some Berber coffee, which is quite strong and delightful. Oh, I have the tiniest praying mantis ever on me. Dave, come off of me, please.
It's a jumping man. Oh, he's so cute.
Beautiful view from here. So we're really enjoying that. And it's nice and quiet. The breeze is great, so we'll caffeinate up before we head back. But it's definitely full of tourists from everywhere you go. There's amazing photo opportunities, and we really enjoyed it. So I'll show you our route. I have a pretty good view to show you, so let's see, we can zoom in a little. See this school bus here? We came down right next to these palm trees behind the school bus, and then worked our way over just to the side of that Berber bridge. But that allowed us to go up and around these buildings and into the trees. There's this pathway that we walked on here. Please stop screeching.
Hey.
So we walked the pathway there in the trees, and that leads you around towards this big building that's in the the hill here and past the movie set over here. So far we think that that's probably one of the best routes to take, simply because then you get a really easy walk right up, so you go straight up to the top of the hill for some great views, and then we'll work our way down and across the main bridge to get out. We haven't had anybody ask us for admissions or anything, but they are actively working on a set here, so they do have a military presence here right now as well, and maybe that affects it, I don't know. But we're really enjoying the views from the bottom looking up are definitely some of the best, and in the meantime we're just gonna go enjoy our coffees. We had a really fun chat with the owner of the Terrace there. He lives there alone. Told us a little about the history. Had a really good time.
Learned a lot about the Berbers.
Yeah, answered some questions for us.
Super friendly guy. Definitely, if you make it here, we'll get the name. Maybe we'll put it in the comments. Or
it's Khaleesi's Terrace. So if you're familiar
Terrace,
with Game of Thrones, like Khaleesi from Game of Thrones,
The
she said
Dragon
she, you know, they're only here for a few days filming a couple sections for the show, but she would come up there because it's like a famous. She took pictures from
Really
up there
good
that
viewpoint.
made
Wait,
it
Dad, can you come up here?
excellent spot, but just a fantastically kind owner there, and I really enjoyed the Berber coffee.
And we love to learn as much as we can
Yeah,
too about the people, and he was able to tell us a lot about the pre-Islamic
Wait, can I tell him
traditions
about
that they
the
had. So
symbol?
it's cool.
Yep. So we are about to make our exit through the main bridge. There goes the kids, and if that's what they haven't noticed yet, we're not there. And if that's what you decide to do, then you just walk straight through here, and you can wind your way up through all the different alleyways, through a bunch of different shops. Personally, I really feel like we made the right choice going up the other direction. It was a really easy shot right up to the top.
It gave a super good path to follow too. So you came in on the side, you went through like an old market, went all the way up and around and then down through the city. So it let you see everything. Definitely you don't need a ton of time here. We've been here maybe a couple hours, but
that included a long stop.
Stop hanging out. If you're fast, it's definitely like a 30-minute hike. Just don't let anyone charge you to come up here or anything, because it's all free. So,
but definitely worth an afternoon. I'll say the scarves, like, as I love this because you can wrap it as a dress or a skirt, or use it to wrap it in a swimsuit. But keeping your head, it actually cools significantly and keeps the shoulders out of the sun. So I'm enjoying it quite well. But the age-old question in our travels is, can you do it without a tour guide? And not just can you, but should you? And in our experience, this is definitely something, there's no reason for you to have a guide here.
So easy to do without a guide. And we have watched a lot of videos that talked about these people being pretty aggressive. I don't find them to be aggressive at all. In fact, I found everyone to be quite friendly.
Extremely. And they invite you in, you know, but if that's what you consider aggressive, then maybe don't leave your hometown too much.
I definitely did not see any form of aggressive sales
No, not
here.
at all.
I felt like the people were nice. The guy we had coffee with was wonderful.
So kind.
I came here kind of on the defensive because of so many videos I watched about how scammy it is and stuff.
Totally unnecessary.
I know I'm gonna end up paying 10 dirham to park. I could probably fight a guy and not pay him, but today I was like, I don't really care. Like, let's get a good spot.
Just go.
We'll pay the 10 dirham, which is $1, and we'll get on with our lives and enjoy it. So, as far as
we haven't been asked yet, so we'll see how it goes when we leave.
We will for sure. I guarantee it.
They have like
but
truck
all
lines.
I'm saying is, I came here a little bit like I say, on the defensive, because you get sick. Like, we've been in countries for so long where you have to say no, fight so much.
They're
so
tourist-driven countries, and that's different.
In this town, it's definitely a tourist spot, but I didn't feel that way at all. I never felt defensive.
All the kids out on their lunch break playing soccer in the riverbed. Football. Don't come at me in the comments. Football. Still American. So we've had a great time here. We're gonna decide where we want to eat lunch and pay our parking, and on we go. If you go out past the bridge, there's a bunch of shops right there. You can get all kinds of tours, horse rides and stuff. This is a beautiful view across into the town, and some fun souvenirs. Some of the cutest shirts and dresses we've seen. Tons of light layered pants. So if you get here and you're not prepared definitely some options. But we've had our share of looking at every design. I think we bought all the things that we want, so we're just gonna kind of hustle through. We've been so impressed by the ingenuity of these, like, essentially mud houses here. And they got palm beams. They are absolutely beautiful. And the Berbers believe very heavily in using nature and keeping things as close to that as they can. So when they're building their homes, they're using local mud, so their homes match whatever the dirt in the area is. And they've got those beams, and they have bamboo and palm for the like support structure, and it's really quite a beautiful art. So we stopped to grab some pictures here, but we almost didn't come today because even though it's like on the quintessential Morocco list, we also read so many negative things about the locals hassling, and we're like, you know what, we're burned out, like screw it, let's just not. So flippin' glad we decided not to skip it because it was actually so very enjoyable and we had 0 issues whatsoever.
Well, what I had done though too is I just kind of planned, like, you know what, everything I'm read, I'm gonna end up having to pay the park, and ended up maybe having to pay to even walk in. We'll see what happens, and then everything that people said would happen didn't happen. It was just a very...
It was karma because you decided it was okay, then it's not necessary.
Well, that's kind of, you know, I just have accepted, I had accepted, like, you know what, this might be a place where it's small.
It's a tourist place, so you do what you gotta do.
Whatever, right? But it totally was not that.
It is smaller than I anticipated.
Smaller than I anticipated as well. That was my first
hard
thought
with,
when we
like,
got there. I was like, oh, this place is tiny.
With like no reference to it, and then obviously you see that when it's in the movies and they run for 35 minutes, but it's just like little clips, and so they fill them in however. Anyway, especially if you're a movie buff, there's a lot of poster boards and stuff that'll show you what things were filmed where, or at least claim. So it might be fun if you focus more on that. That's not really our style. It was cool to be like where they were, but now the kids want to go see Prince of Persia and rewatch Aladdin.
Prince of Persia, though, the video game that took place there as well, or was Prince of Persia take place somewhere else and they only used that portion for the movie, you know? There's like a map on it.
I have no idea. I haven't seen anything about it.
I think it is on a video game, but it'd be an amazing map for like a show.
Well, and it's in the Game of Thrones video game.
Yeah, but
that's like where it's the most famous for now.
Map for first-person shooter. Yeah.
It's gotta be. Anyway, thanks for coming along with us today. We're off to go do nothing. Yeah.